Yep. And here is, at the top right, our Zerg player from the TSL team. He is TSL Shine. Get a shot of him in a second. Very strong Zerg. His opponent for the team, STX, will be shown after we get to look at how lovely Shine looks in the booth. There he is. It's STX last.
This is a last, and this is also his last hope in the best of 3. We currently have the second map, and if Shine loses this map, then we will see a third game. If not, if Last loses again, then he will be down in Code B once more. We'll have to re-qualify next season. But so far, he's done really well. We've seen an interesting game on Whirlwind, both of these players doing a great job here. And now, of course, it's really important to see how they will open up on Daybreak.
Now we'll see. See, indeed. I think that in some ways, Whirlwind is a bad map for mech. It's very big, it's very open, but in other ways, the build that he chose, where he went Command Center first into gas, was a great way to go right into mech, and I think he may have chosen to go for those fast factories and that fast tech just simply because he had that ability on that map. But this time we're going to see something completely different. Turn the last strategy on its head. We are going to have 2 forward barracks. It is going to be an 11 and a 12 racks. A drone comes out to scout right away. He looks like he's not going to see it, neither with the drone nor with the Overlord.
Yeah, I don't think that he will be able to spot it, at least pretty late, if so at all. This is going to be so crucial.
Oh, wow.
Will he see it? The Overlord is getting into position, but so far he hasn't spotted it.
He sees it.
He saw it, he sees it, yeah, exactly. He knows what's going on now, and now he has to react in time.
He already went hatch first.
What he can do here is send out a drone trying to take down the harvesters, but with the positions that Last chose, it's going to be really difficult to kill those SCVs. If he doesn't kill the SCVs, what he can still do is just build a spine crawler, which is going to be crucial, and now he's trying to attack the SCV, but as you already can see, we have the barracks finished, so the spawning pool follows right away. He builds another 2-3 drones, and at this point, what he has to do is, as soon as the Terran player starts to build a bunker, he has to pull all his drones, except for like 3, maybe 4, from his main base, attack the bunker right away, force the cancel, wait until his hatch is done at the natural, and then start building spine crawlers and
immediately, yeah. And here come the drones. He's doing exactly as you said. He leaves about 6 mining in his main base, but the majority do come down here. Bunker is started. He's going to lose the harvester, but he has to target down the actual bunker. He has to make it cancel, because if he doesn't, there are more SCVs already coming, and the bunker will be close to the finish. But because the bunker is so far away from the hatchery, he's easily going to be able to start that spine crawler.
Yeah, at this point, he attacks the bunker. He tries to make it work, and there is the cancel already. Well done. Loses 1 drone. That's all there is. Another bunker being built. And at this point, what Last is trying to do is just leapfrog his way forward with the bunkers and also trying to put on a little bit of pressure. He can control this creep spread with this soft contain, but there are too many Zerglings already. And Shine is playing this really well, and in a situation like this, he doesn't necessarily need the spine crawler, so he's actually dropping it. Oh, but he needs to be careful with those Zerglings at the bottom. They are able to take down most of the Marines, but more of them are coming out of the barracks. So now one of the bunkers will actually most likely finish. Twitter.
Yeah, he lost the first one without canceling it, so didn't get his resources back. He's actually still making a bunker here. I'm sorry, Last, but this is long over, man. I don't even know why Shine's pulling his drones are light dudes, because there's just enough Marines that he might be able to out-micro him.
He's playing it super safe here, and he does a great job. He traps the Marines, he takes most of them down already. The drones are heading back while the Zerglings are still moving in. A little bit of a miss-micro here by Shine, but it's all good. He's moving back, making sure that this bunker is going to die. He will attack it, and then he will mine from both bases. The remaining Zerglings that he just built are killing the bunker, and now suddenly Shine is looking at an economy with 19 drones, double base against 16 harvesters, and of course the mule for his opponent. A great position for Shine to be in.
Yeah.
Really well played.
Really well played indeed. And, you know, I have to say, Last execution did not impress me. His placement of the bunker was, like you said, to leapfrog, but the timing he put it down at, he must have known that there's no way it's going to work. What if Shine had made a spine crawler, for example? He would have had no hope of actually getting that bunker up.
Usually you would have to build to place down a spine crawler if you really want to be safe. We've seen so many players in Code A and also in Code S lose to a strategy like this because they try to skip on the spine crawler. But with the bunker placement that Last chose, he was aware that he didn't necessarily need the spine crawler and could rely on drones and SCVs. And just look at this micro from Last though. This was actually really well done with his Marines.
Yeah, that was actually incredible what he just did there. That was
every single Zergling.
That was the best he could have hoped for. And the Lings now, I guess, you could argue that they were useful, but he had to make them. Now he's droning up, trying to catch up in harvesters, making 5 drones right now. He just barely passes the Terran, 21 to 20 harvesters.
But let's just talk about what we've seen. We've basically seen a little bit of a failed attempt of Last to do a lot of damage. He was still able to kill a few drones of his opponent, and he was able to deny the scouting Zerglings that went down to the bottom left with the Marines that were positioned at the Zalnaga watchtower. So what Last is doing right now is double expanding and going for double gas as well. He knows that he does not have the means of defending, but that's something that Shine does not know because he didn't get the scout in. There are only 9 Marines on the map, and Shine decides to go for a macro mode. He builds double spine crawler because he wants to be super safe. He couldn't scout his opponent's base. He doesn't know, is there a huge Marine follow-up with a 5-6 barracks, or does his opponent go for an economy build? And these Zerglings are once again being caught off guard. You can't see it on the map. You might have spotted it on the minimap. Shine is just not able to get these lings into scout, so he doesn't know what's going on, and Last uses this to go for a huge economy with 3 bases and for the tech as well.
That's why Shine has to make the Baneling nest now. He knows that he may face, like you said, a multiple barracks attack. He doesn't even know if there's a command center up right now, so he's got to make that spine as well. So he's just playing super defensive, losing more workers actually, trying to be on the defensive. You know, when you make 2 spine cores, that's 2 drones lost. And we actually see double factory with double barracks coming down. Looks like he's going to do a pretty Hellion-heavy mix, but we have seen players actually transition out of this into mech as well.
Oh, now the Zergling gets in and once again being stopped.
Oh my god.
This is brilliant.
Did he actually deny the factory vision? He did?
Yeah.
He didn't see those?
He has no idea. He walked on the ramp and then he was surrounded by harvesters, was not able to get in. So at this point, Shine still has no clue. He knows only about the expansion, but he does not know what kind of composition his opponent is going for.
Yeah, he has no idea. I mean, he knows the barracks, but he doesn't know the factories. And we do see, of course, the Infernal Preigniter upgrade coming out. He's going to be going into a very scary attack where you go with a bunch of Marines, Hellions, combat shields with Blue Flame. If you don't make roaches or if you don't have enough spine crawlers, you are basically just going to die.
Well, actually, with what Shine has, he will be completely fine against this if he detects it early, because he only needs a couple of Banelings.
Yeah, the Banelings are good, and
he's actually going to be aggressive right now. He wants to end this. He wants to go for an attack. He hopes that his opponent won't have enough units to make this work, and Blue Flame won't be ready. Neither will be a combat shield.
He's going to have a few more Hellions coming out. He didn't make a reactor on his factory.
Here we go. The Banelings on the move, trying to bust through here. The Zerglings are in reserve, waiting for it. 2 of the barracks die, and immediately the rest of the Banelings are heading straight for the bunker. The bunker is already dead, and the rest of the Marines are just dying. But there are a few Hellions, and the SCVs do a great job at blocking the Zerglings. Yeah. Well done here.
A great trade for Last. The only problem for him is he loses some of his production, and he lost his combat shield research. The tech lab was on the outside, plus the barracks and the tech lab died anyways, so he doesn't actually have that research anymore. He's going to have to remake a tech lab if he wants it. So now the planned attack that he had is just, it's not going to happen. He cannot use it anymore. He's going to have to rethink his plan. He starts his 1-1 upgrades, and he's going to continue Hellion production, but he may start siege tank production fairly soon as well.
A Hellion Marine tank at this point will most likely not be successful, because by now Shine has a decent creep spread. He still has the Zerglings on the map, so if you just attack with this composition, you will face a very tough choice and a very tough battle. But what Last did very well was in the early game just go for this triple command center. So suddenly he's in the better position regarding his economy. He is nearly on even terms with his opponents when he comes down to the work account. 42 to 42 actually at this point. And he will take his 3rd base a lot faster than Shine. He just moves the orbital command over, and the position for Last is now incredibly good.
Yeah, I think the attack from Shine, it was an interesting idea. It was going to be the last thing, no pun intended, that Last expected, but he busted down barracks that cost so much money to actually blow up a barracks with Banelings, and then he wasn't able to kill the harvesters.
And here we go, Blue Flame is done, a few Zerglings running in and seeing that there is a Blue Flame Hellion upgrade. So right now, what can Shine do? He doesn't have the lair tech ready. There's actually not a lot. He wants to saturate his 3rd base, but there are still Blue Flame Hellions on the map. And Last is playing a great game. He will be able to defend his 3rd base. He has an incredible, well planned out economy. He has a huge income with the 3 orbitals that he has at his disposal. The mules, of course, helping a lot here. Looking at it, we currently have 1,700 minerals per minute, 1,800 right now against 1,400. Yeah. Double gas being taken at the expansion as well, and Last is moving out.
I'm a little bit surprised he didn't attack the third base earlier. Now he's allowed the spine cars to get in position. That's going to be a little bit more difficult to engage that position, but he still can do it. I think he may decide to back up when he sees the spines and the roaches come down. We'll see. He's actually just running in here and attacking right away.
Shine just doesn't have the tech. He's now getting the infestation bit way too late. Here are a couple of roaches. Stim is not done just yet. Shine is moving in, taking down a lot of the Marines.
Yeah,
but the Hellions are heading straight for the natural.
Yeah, the drones are actually in a precarious position. He did not see them, so now he's just going to go into the natural instead of going for the transferring workers. He needs to target down drones, and he actually is in the natural right now. He's getting several drones.
Great position with the Hellions behind the mineral patches. Really well done. And at the same point, we have already the first few medivacs out.
Yeah. Well, let's look at the total workers killed is 10, in fact. So you guys didn't see all of that harassment, but not a massive amount of damage done. Definitely a better trade, I would say, for Shine, but he got all the Hellions.
The problem is if you just look at the economy and of course also the tech. We have 2-2 coming up now for last. Stim is done, combat shield on the way. We have the medivacs, we have siege tanks with siege mode. It's such a great position for last.
Yeah, he's taken a massive lead here, and the roaches that are coming across the map right now, what are they going to do? I mean, there's 2 siege tanks in position with Marines, with Stim and Medivac support. How can Shine actually approach the rest of this game? He can't take a 4th base. He can't attack. He's actually going to face a drop.
It's 59 for Shine and 65 for last. That basically says it all.
It tells the story, man.
In a Zerg versus Terran, this is devastating for the Zerg player. A drop in the main base, a Stim, and he can take down a lot of these units. Well, he needs to be careful and just flip them again. But yeah, he kills a lot of Zergling, takes down a couple of drones as well, even occupies his opponent.
Yeah, he even forced Shine to accidentally attack one of his roaches there by mistake. Another just ground drop is actually coming on the map. He knows, okay, no mutas, no investors. I can just scan, kill a ton of tumors, and pick up when I need to.
Exactly.
And that's what he's doing right now. You guys didn't get a shot of it, but he killed several creep tumors in the middle of the map.
One of the best ways how you can control creep, if you know that your opponent doesn't have any anti-air at all, you just use them one medivac, use a couple of Marines, you go onto the creep, scan, take down the tumors, and you're safely away as soon as the ground units arrive. And once again, he does the same thing. Uses the scan, forces the creep back, really controls his opponent and controls the pace of the game. A great performance by Last so far after this not all so successful double barracks opening.
Yeah, a great transition. And part of this, I feel, is due to Shine's failed bust. I mean, he really lost so much there, but the transition for Last is so beautiful here. He's got now enough units to actually move out and do a potentially game-ending push. With all the siege tanks he has right now, he's got 2-2. He's got 7 siege tanks now, 9 as 2 more finish up. This attack will likely not be held. He doesn't have Baneling speed. Yeah, he's about to have 2-2 for his ground units, and he does have some infestors, but with this many siege tanks, all that Last needs is a good siege up, a good position, and to dodge those fungals, and then Shine's just going to roll over and die.
Drop into the main base as well. A few forces are left behind. Shine is trying to defend against this, but as Wolf already pointed out, this timing is beautiful. +2/+2. Finished as soon as his attack is on the map, and now he still has a few units back home in order to defend against the run by. But right now Shine finds himself in a very dangerous position. He has to defend against this, and there's not a lot on the map for him. He has only 72 army supply against 134. Last is maxed out, and he is trying to take control of this game and even out the score.
Yep, he certainly will too. I don't think Shine is going to be able to hold here. He's trying to do a sneaky attack with his investors through the center, drop the best Terrans, I think.
Get me out of this, man.
But how successful is this really going to be?
The infestors are his last hope at this point. I mean, there are still 2, and he could try to use them for infested Terrans. That's exactly what he does. Moves in with beautiful fungals, amazing fungals, but I still don't think that they are going to be enough.
Nope. GG. And that's just it. Even with the best engagement he could have hoped for, he still couldn't take down that army.
It was a really good start for Shine when he was able to crush this double barracks opening of his opponent, but then Shine had a bit of a problem transitioning into the late game as Last took a huge risk, went for the double command center, went for the double gas as well, didn't have a lot of units to defend, but Shine never had an opportunity to scout what was going on. He just lacked the information to react properly.
Yeah, he did, and he just, you know, that attack was so strange to me. You saw the barracks. He thought, okay, maybe I break through and he doesn't have enough units, but he didn't know about the double factory. And if he had known that there were that many Hellions at the top of the ramp, he would have known as well that his Zerglings weren't actually going to be able to do damage. All the Zerglings basically died instantly with the SCV buffer there because of those Hellions. The bust is a risky choice, and you know that he's got a big barracks wall like that because you're going to have to use a lot of Banelings. But had there not been Hellions, his Lings could have done something else. That was one point where Last could just sit back and say, well, third command center, going to take that. You lost a ton of units. I can pressure you. You can't pressure me. And then his economy just went crazy.
It was just really well done by Last. Denying all those Zerglings that were trying to go in for a scout was not easy, but he always had a Marine in position where he counted, and then Shine with no information at all. He had to take a bit of a risk. And this was a really good scenario for Last, but it was something that he accomplished. It's not that it wasn't an accident that those Marines were every time in the way of the Zergling and the scouting information. Even those SCVs that surrounded the link on the ramp in order to make sure that Shine had no idea what was going on. Really well done. And therefore we have a third game. The map is Entombed Valley, Shine versus Last. This is the last chance for both of these players to advance into the second round of